Michael and Kenny Ossen, the Thieves, told the collections agency to go themselves. Unbelievable resilience on these scumbags.
If they weren't thieves, they'd be great hires. Watch him. This is part 2 of the deposition case between Christian and the other people.
Bum 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 bum.
I don't understand why you
What is up, Watch Fam? I am Christian, the curator of the Theo and Harris Watch Shop.
I'm Michael, not the one in this story.
He's wearing the Omiwatari.
Omiwatari, baby.
Beautiful. I'm wearing my Rolex Stages. Oh, we're both wearing blue watches.
Let's click
right
our
now.
watches together until they shatter.
Ooh, people are gonna be like, how could you do that? There are people without Datejust and Omiwataris that would never clank them. We're grateful. Relax. It's watches.
I don't know why I did that.
I hope his watch scratched mine. Yeah. I can see him in the scratch.
This is from Michael. By the way, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you want to get a website or domain, Squarespace is the place to go.
We'll talk more about them later, but I highly recommend them. One of the best decisions I've ever made. I did want to take a second to talk to you guys about a film that Michael and I just put together. Fantastic job. With sponsor was Nomos, and it was a film it was a coming of age film, right? About the pressures of graduating from college and ultimately the sort of journey that we're prepared for, and integrating watches. You kind of want a partner for that journey. And it was an incredible film. You did an incredible job. I'm so fucking proud. And anyway, I wanted you guys to know about it and go watch it. There's a link down in our description. It was just released last week, and again, I'm thrilled about it. I think you guys are gonna love it. I think it's gonna hit home. So go ahead and watch that. Today we're picking up the second part of a conversation about theft in the watch industry, how easy it is to be stolen from in the watch industry, how I literally have spent the last 7 years of my life in this watch industry, and I have been stolen from several times, including this one particularly disgusting time. And the reason we're talking about this is because, well, it's twofold. One, threefold. To make you aware of all that's out there, which is sickening. Number two, to be on alert constantly when you're trading watches and spending money, because you do not know who's behind the computer. And number three, because the thieves, right, that stole over $5,000 from me and my mother, actually, are still out there trying to, or so I've been told by people who do reference checks.
Really?
People email me reference checks all the time.
Yeah,
all
of
the
course,
time. Hey, have you ever done business with Michael Christie? Yes, good to go. Yep, fantastic guy, good to go. Right? Everyone, right? Yeah. All the time. But we'll talk more about that later. But yes, I've multiple times said, have you done business with this person?
Wow.
Okay. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you still out there?
Have you done business with this person? Quick recap, because this is part 2, but very, very... What is super fast run through? Very, very quick
run through here is back in September of 2018. I go back a long time here. I was a victim of credit card fraud. My company was a victim of credit card fraud on a solid gold Rolex, reference 1802.
2018, by the way, company is this big.
Lost quite a bit of money. It took years to get to the point we're talking about now, okay, of evasive tactics, of lying on the end of the thieves. And the worst part was the thieves were a father-son duo that were passing themselves off as good guys in the watch community. That 100% caused me to lower my guard. It did. Right? I thought about my dad and I and how could a father-son team
jack watches?
How is this possible? From a good neighbor, all this stuff. How is this possible?
Yeah.
You know, on LinkedIn, an executive, quote unquote, right? An executive in the senior living industry, which is hysterical.
Wow.
Senior
Succession.
living. Imagine.
You've seen the episode of Succession?
Oh, yeah.
It's always nursing homes.
It's always nursing.
The bad guys always run nursing homes.
Yeah. So that's the quick run through of where we are today.
We're picking up 2 years after the original thing, where it's COVID. You decided, I'm actually going to now take it to court.
I've tried everything person to person. I've tried everything man to man, calls, emails, everything. I have three options left. One, violence. Not going to do it. Number two, because again, we have all the information, our addresses, everything, right? One, violence, out of the question. Number two is legal recourse. Suing. And the third is forgetting about it. And as I've been told before, you got to just fucking give it up. You got to forget about it. And I never learned that. I've been told that a million times, but I'm not able to forget things. They bother me forever.
Yes. So $6,300 originally. You got $1,000 back, then ghosted. The watch was apparently sold
Yep.
From when these people got it, they sold it because they had to pay off debts or something like that. Watch is gone. You're now in court.
Exactly. And go rewatch the beginning, first part of
He tells it very well. I got chills.
So, so COVID, the world shuts down. I'm a little bit bored. We're not really creating content. You weren't even at the company yet. It was Anna and I, and we weren't really creating content. We were kind of hanging out. kind of hanging out. And I was like, all right, what should I do? What should I do? Well, maybe I should. That thing bothers me. That thing. Remember when I was stolen from 2 years ago? That bothers me. I should resolve that.
Especially because it's ongoing. I didn't know it was ongoing.
Oh yeah, I should resolve this, right? So I file in the state of New Jersey. It's called a special civil part case. So it's not small claims. Small claims is below 5,000, but because this was over 5,300, it goes into the next category, which is civil part. Okay, special civil part. Mm-hmm. So I file all the paperwork, which is incredibly time consuming. You couldn't hire a lawyer because the amount wasn't large enough, And I don't even think you can bring a lawyer into special civil. I think that you need, or that's small claims, whatever it is. I wasn't hiring a lawyer.
Which is part of the issue, because if you have a job that is not this watch company, you're like, yeah, right.
Yes. A good friend of mine, the Vacheron gentleman, always says, you don't realize how impossible it is to sue someone until you try to fucking sue someone. And it's impossible. Okay, again, as an individual, obviously, as an attorney, it's different. So I start to fill out all the paperwork.
Yep.
I call an attorney friend of mine, right, and I say, hey, I'm doing this. Shout out to Michael Jaccarino, my man. He's gonna watch this too. And I said, hey man, could you help me out? I'm gonna do all this, but before I go through this, what will be a 1-year process, could you just send a frightening legal letter on your letterhead,
just in case,
blah 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 blah, and just say, hey, we're filing, we're gonna sue, so this is your last warning. They do that. They tell him to go f himself completely. Oh, really? They did not give a shit about the lawyer. Shit.
Wow.
Again, while I'm doing this paperwork, I call a collections agency.
Sure.
Right? Oh no, I didn't call collections. That's later. So they ignored it.
Yeah.
I start filling out all the paperwork. Incredibly time consuming. Thank God. It was something to do, I suppose.
Yeah,
it's like something to do during COVID. So, I have the court date. Because it was COVID, it was all digital. So I zoomed in with the judge, and I presented my case. I had everything, a full summary, timeline, all my exhibits,
pictures,
incredibly well organized. Complete proof of everything, of all of my claims. There was not one leap of faith the judge needed to take. Mm-hmm. Not one.
But before we finish the rest of this harrowing story, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website or domain, Squarespace is the place to go. Yep. And you actually did need a website or domain.
As an entrepreneur, and you don't need to be an entrepreneur to have a website. I recommend it to a lot of my friends that are in art. My girlfriend who does performance, right? She has a website that functions as her business card, right?
Yeah.
It's not just on YouTube. It's in a professional, beautiful thing through Squarespace, right?
Yep.
So that's the point. You don't need to just be an entrepreneur. Anyone, I think, needs a digital footprint, right? A place that shows what they are if they're public facing, and that's the big value. But yes, of course, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to build a website for your business, as an entrepreneur, I hate using the word entrepreneur, but as an entrepreneur, you find out quickly that you're probably only good at like one or two things, really good at one or two things, and the rest of those things that you're not good at, you need to stop focusing on because you're not gonna get good at them. You're fighting against the tide and you're never gonna win. So you either need to outsource them to individuals, which costs a lot of money, which I did not have, or two, find tools that make something that is very, very difficult, very, very easy. And that's how I found Squarespace.
I was trying to work with a graphic designer. I fired them, and now I'm using Squarespace.
Isn't that amazing? The website was horrible.
Oh my god! But so much time. I laid everything out. I went to school for computer science. I know how to do it. I just don't have the time.
Right.
So much money. The website looked atrocious. I sent a picture to Christian, and he was like,
oh my god.
And I said to the guy, literally, not to sound like an ad, I was like, I'm just going to use a theme and at a different time, like I'll work on something else. But right now, I'm just gonna use the theme. Theme looks perfect.
And there's a wide variety of themes on Squarespace.
Yeah.
You can go in, find something that really suits your personality and the look and function, both. But the first thing is the look, right?
It's impeccable.
Beautiful design. It looks like $1 million website. At least I think.
Yes, and there's animations. It moves. It's
The
fluid.
fonts,
it's optimized.
everything.
Coming from so much relief.
I know. So whether you're an entrepreneur who needs a website or just an individual who thinks that they would benefit personally from a better, more streamlined, beautiful public presence, then I highly recommend you go over to Squarespace and use the code TheoHarris for 10% off of your order. Again, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made working with Squarespace.
Yeah.
The judge didn't have to take a single leap of faith. Mm-hmm. So we'll wait 2 weeks. The judge was disgusted on the phone, and he hung up, wouldn't tell me. Obviously, 2 weeks later, I get a letter in the mail that I won. Okay, so now I said, okay, well, I guess now it's the collection process.
Right.
I have to go collect. So I continue to find out you cannot collect. Michael Ossen and Kenny Ossen, the Thieves, and this father-son duo thief team are out in California. And you cannot collect in the state of California without a California enforced judgment. So now my New Jersey judgment is only part of this battle. So I said, motherfucker. Okay. So I call up a collections agency to try to, maybe they can do it,
Yeah, sure.
Collections agency. They'll only do it if you have a judgment, right? So I have the
God.
judgment. No, the New Jersey judgment.
Oh, okay.
So they take the New Jersey judgment. Fine. Michael and Kenny Ossen, the Thieves, told the collections agency to go f*** themselves. Unbelievable resilience on these scumbags.
If they weren't thieves, they'd be great hires.
Oh my God! The collections agency calls me up one day and they said, "Buddy, these guys are nuts. They're nuts. They're nuts. They have no remorse. Zero.
They don't
remorse.
care about you.
They don't care at all.
You should see the nursing home he runs.
Yeah, exactly. This guy runs a nursing home. Could you imagine? So fine. I need a sister state judgment. I'm gonna get a fucking sister state judgment, right? L.A. Court, Stanley Mosque Courthouse. I'll never forget it. I was on the phone with him every single fucking day. Mm-hmm. And I fill out, I can't tell you the amount of paperwork. EJ111s, EF115s, documents and documents. It was insane, the process, the amount of hours that I had to put in to this to get the sister state judgment in order to collect.
Yeah. So
I do all of it, and it's all approved, right? I get a call when I'm actually on vacation. And they say, that's it. You're going to get the letters in the mail, but you're all good. You did it.
You did it, Christian.
Yes. I said, great. What's the next step? They said, collection, which is a nightmare.
They're like, we actually heard they were pretty mean to the collections guy.
I said, wait, no, but now the state will collect.
Oh.
So a sheriff can collect, okay? Or you can actually, I don't know I forget the legal terminology here, but you can basically collect from the bank directly. If you know the bank and the account number, which why would you know that?
It's fraudulent anyways, even if they didn't do credit card.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So there are rules there. Basically, if basically it's an equation that they'll pull out, or they'll if they have to leave you a certain amount of money, yada yada yada. But if you have X amount of money, they will pull out. And anytime you put money back in, they'll pull it out. So basically, what would happen is I would get a little portion of the money in theory, and then
they'd close the bank.
They'd close the bank account, and that would be the end of the story. All right. So. To this date, this is over 4 years. This will be 5 years ago pretty soon. I have not collected my $5,000. Right?
Any of it?
No. And I've spent hundreds of dollars in court fees. Right. So I was letting it go. I said, you know what? How long am I going to chase this for? Just grow up. Get over it. Get over it.
Yeah.
And then people slowly, over the course of time, started to reach out and say, hey, reference check. I get reference checks all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And usually I refrain from even... I don't like reference checks.
Sure.
Because someone will say, Michael Christie, right? For argument's sake. They wouldn't call me for a reference check because they probably wouldn't even need a reference check on you because of the channel.
Sure.
But let's say they did.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I know Michael Christie. He said, was he good to do business with? Fantastic. The guy pays on time every single time. He's perfect client. I made that mistake once. Why is the mistake? Because they don't know if they're actually speaking to Michael Christie. They're speaking to an email or a Facebook page that claims to be Michael Christie.
Oh,
right? So for that reason, for that fraud, I learned my lesson that way.
Of course.
I said, shit. So what you need to do on a reference check is actually share and verify the means of communication. So I'm speaking to Michael Christie through this email. Can you, one, verify that this email is a correct
him.
Michael Christie email?
Yep.
And two, whether or not I can do business with him. So it's both.
Yeah, right.
So I've gotten a couple of emails. Hey, will you do a reference check? Will you reference check on Michael Ossen? Michael is the son to Kenny, the father, the Ossen family. So I said, you're f***ing kidding me.
Yeah, of course.
Are you f***ing kidding me? The 5,000 wasn't enough. Now you're out there. I mean, again,
the 5,000 works.
I have to be very careful in saying that you're out there trying to steal again, because I have no evidence to support the contention that you are trying to steal again. But if I was a buyer, I would stay very, very, very far away from someone with a track record of theft. Right?
Of
so
course.
maybe they've turned over a new leaf and they forgot to pay me
donated
back.
the money to charity.
Exactly. Maybe
After
everything's
telling
great and they're
collections
just
to
trying to get back into watches as a father-son duo.
Yeah.
But I personally, as Christian Zerone, who was stolen from, would never do business with these people again, of course.
Yeah.
And if a loved one of mine was trying to do business with these people, I would say, "Are you out of your fucking mind? They're thieves. They're liars and thieves, and they're perpetrators of credit card fraud.
Yeah.
No, do not do business with them." So then I started to say to myself, if I feel that way about myself and I feel that way about my family,
And you say, "What's up, watch fam?"
and that's why we're here.
Yes.
Literally, I said to myself, "Oh."
I have a duty.
I'm trying to actually be professional and not air my grievances publicly, because when I looked at it like they were my grievances, it was selfish and maybe I was being unprofessional. But now, as you look at it as kind of a public duty, as I view it, right, to make people aware of not only just the potential of theft out there in this industry, or in all industries, but this one specifically for this channel, but also perpetrators that are out there as under this guise talking to you guys. I can't say they're trying to steal, but people who are recently guilty of incredible fraud
are now reaching out for more watches.
Get the fuck out of here. I have to say something. Right? That's how I look at it. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The same way that when someone reference checks on someone that didn't do something as bad, but I know that I don't really trust them, I say no. I'm saying no, in my opinion, do not do business with them. I'm saying this publicly so that I feel like, not my conscience is clear, but I feel like I'm not carrying that weight around like other people are going to be stolen from, because I was too much of a mealy-mouthed bitch to say, hey guys, this bad thing happened to me, and I really hope it doesn't happen to you. I hope that you're really, really careful. And I don't just mean with Michael and Kenny Ossen. I mean in general. I mean crossing the T's and dotting the I's on all the deals you do in general.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think that it's a way better idea to do business with friends and do business with reputable dealers, whether it be the Theo and Harris Watch Shop or any other reputable watch shop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I recommend. But I understand that people want to do community buy and trade. I understand that there are thousands of transactions a year, community buy and trade, that go well.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yep.
But when you're the one that gets robbed for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, the last thing you want to hear is, yeah, but dude, you were the minority. Like 1,000 deals went right this month.
Yeah, right.
What the f*** is that? Why do I want to hear about that?
Dude, if you're like kind of an anomaly, that's kind of special.
Wow, it really sucks.
Wow. I can't believe it happened to you. It's just so rare.
Exactly.
But it's also not rare. I won't share someone else's story.
It's never rare.
Even in person, I won't share someone else's story, but there was a guy that was inspecting a Submariner, and he was looking at the watch, looking closely at the watch. I don't want to tell too much in case he sees this video. He should put it on his own channel. But the back of the watch was just incredibly scratched up.
Get the fuck out.
So he was like, hold on, what? Like, why has it been open so many times? The guy had a dummy watch. So you looked at the watch, it was legit, and he'd be like, okay, great. If I'm holding the watch talking to you, like, let's just do the paperwork.
Swap it out.
I grab the fake one. Here you go, have a good day.
Motherfucker.
Then you leave.
Oh.
Happens all the time.
I heard it happening with the 5711.
Really?
Yeah, and the guy caught him.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I caught him. I don't want to like dramatize the story, but I believe it was at a restaurant. They did the trade. Guy swapped it out. Mind you, it's a $150,000 watch, way worse than my $5,000 watch.
Yeah.
$150,000 traded out for $1,000 fake, and the guy, the victim, because he was diligent, happened to, right before they left, said, hold on, wait, let's just make sure the serial numbers are correct. And he went and checked the serial numbers, and he didn't let go of his arm. He said that, basically you stole from me, you stole, and imagine the adrenaline rush in that situation. But the reality is, most situations don't end like that. Most situations don't end with you luckily last second figuring it out before you're hurt.
And it's not news. It doesn't get published. It's not news.
No.
Oh, you got bonked on the head because you had a Rolex, and the response is like, well, it sucks for that guy who's like, spend your money somewhere else. Like,
Thanks.
It will never get talked about.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
right.
so much.
Right.
We filed police reports as well. It just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. The best thing you could do is just not get stolen from. Because once you're stolen from, it is almost impossible to get that back.
You said it like, what's funny is it's incredibly simple for you to get stolen from, and incredibly hard for you to take any action that's effective. I mean, this is an obscenely leveraged case in your area. You have proof, you have every single thing that you could possibly need.
Yeah.
You didn't get your money back.
You don't get your money back.
If someone didn't take as like detailed notes as you, what are the chances that you're getting money back?
100%.
They just said no to everybody. You just said no. I'm not giving you back.
That's it. Unless you have the bank account, or unless you're going to go through all of these it's not the system is not
even the
built
bank account
for you. No, even then you're still
we
kind
closed.
of
Yeah, we had $100. Congrats.
That's it. Congratulations. Yeah, it's crazy. Again, guys, just so don't make it out like I'm just being this altruistic. I'm furious. I'm glad that we're doing this publicly. It feels good. It feels good to say, that when these people's name will be Googled from now on, whether it's for a job you're being hired for, whatever it might be, that an employer or a friend or whatever it might be might say, wow, Kenny Ossen, Michael Ossen, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? What happened? Is this true?
Yeah,
I say, well, no, it's not true. Well, that's weird, because all you have to do is look up the case. and why is the state of New Jersey and the state of California recognize this judgment? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that feels good. It feels good that the bad guy loses. And if it's not public, the bad guy doesn't lose.
Right.
It's not. Right? Because everyone wants to be polite.
You getting
so the bad guy has a great life.
Reference check coming back to you is just coincidence.
And that was the last fucking straw, man.
Yeah, right.
And this was like a couple of weeks ago, and you were really the one the other day that just kind of pushed me over the edge to just do it. And thank you. Of
course.
But it was. I mean, I got reference checked the first time. I'm embarrassed to say it was probably a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably a year ago. And I was just, again, I'm so disgusted. I was embarrassed. It was like a little bit of self-loathing, and I sat on it. And I told the person, do not do business with this fucking human being.
Yeah, right.
Do not. I mean, look at him. But that was all I did.
Yeah, right.
And that was shitty. It's like lying by omission. I am almost, I mean, in many ways, by not saying anything, you're almost an accessory to further fraud. I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch.
I know what you're saying, but I know what you're saying, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
We've got to be public about this stuff. And by the way, the dealers that do this stuff, I never really, I loved it, but I never felt encouraged to do it. But dealers do this all the time. If there's a bad client or like a thief out there, a lot of dealers, because they're not dealing with corporate clients, they're dealing with individuals that want to buy and sell watches. So when they call out someone on blast, not a big deal. I have corporate clients, so I'm always afraid of upsetting corporate clients. But the reality is that I agree with these guys. And as long as you do it in a very professional manner, a manner that is to raise awareness, and that is the primary goal.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we be public? Why would we hold back? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, right.
So someone else can get robbed? I never want to get a reference check about these guys again.
Yeah, right.
Because as long as I'm getting a reference check every 6 months, a year, whatever it is, that means that they're trying to buy stuff all the time, because not every person comes back to me.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a coincidence that it hit you.
100%.
That means there's a lot more people doing it.
100%.
Yeah.
So that is that's my story. I don't have my money back, but at this point, honestly, this is a good feeling. These guys. I hope these guys. I hope you never talk to these guys, and I hope they're never able to steal from you. But much more important than two scumbags really is every other deal. There are so many people out there that are ready to steal your money. And it's not ready to steal your money, ready to abuse you, ready to take advantage, ready to do all these things. And it's not always physical, you know? It happens behind the computer constantly. Absolutely.
I mean, it's way easier.
Yep.
Just send it over quick.
And we have a beautiful community, which is a great asset.
Yeah.
But it's also a tool for the thieves to leverage. Oh, we're watch fam. We're buddies. Oh, we all think we know each other. Look at Catfish. It's the same thing.
Yeah, right.
You know, you think you know someone. You think you know people. And yet you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do. You make great friends. I made fantastic. We had a collector meetup today. We made fantastic people.
Fantastic people.
But you don't really know. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's fucking nuts. So that's my story. Michael, Kenny Ossen, I don't wish you the best of luck. I don't. I hope you find God, guys. Or whoever you need to find. Hare Krishna or something.
Yeah, I hope you find $5,300.
I hope you find $5,300. And but even if you sent me the $5,300, which you won't, but even if you did, I wouldn't take this video down. You know, that's it. Yeah. You're thieves. You're thieves, and no one should give you their money.
And the best part is, you don't even know how to take this video down.
I don't even know
how.
You
have to go to me.
And you're like, and I won't do it.
And I'm saying, you told me not to do that. Well, I'm telling you now. Well, that's not what you said
Did you
before.
see that in Curb Your Enthusiasm? Do you watch it?
No.
A woman comes up to Larry David before a dinner party, and she goes, can I ask you a favor? And he's like, yeah, what?
Sure.
She's like, later tonight, when dessert comes around, make sure I don't have any. You're the only person that I can trust that's actually going to tell me no. And he goes, you sure? And she goes, yes, no matter what I say, make sure I don't have any. He goes, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm giving you my word. What a fucking disaster. Dessert comes. She goes to pick it up. He goes, what? No. You know, you told me, I gave you my word. And it becomes a thing. I think they end up like fighting, almost maybe physically wrestling over a cupcake.
I have to watch this.
Oh, it's amazing.
Christian said no, sorry. I am Christian, I'm telling you too. That's not what Christian said.
But you said no matter what you say.
And it's on the video.
And
I will take you to court.
Yeah. Good luck collecting. Oh, shit.
Give me their number. Yeah, call these guys.
Michael sues me for the $5,000 because, and I pay it, and I'm like, oh, again? Why? I just talked about how you don't have to pay. My mom writes the check. She goes, here you go, sweetie.
There you go. Hi, honey. Dirty boy. Dirty boy.
You can ask my mom for $9,000. She's like, oh, I'm sure Christian's okay with it. She'll just give it to you.
Wait, for what reason? I'm like,
I just spoke to Christian about it. She's like, oh, perfect. Love you. You're so sweet. You Cape Coddy.
Did Michael take $9,000? Yeah.
Yeah. For what? You guys talked about it.
You're like,
no, we didn't.
I'm sure we did.
No. Oh, my mom. And again, you have to go back and watch the first part of this episode because you're talking about my mom. We're talking about my mom at some point. This episode's about a lot. It's about family. It's about It's about a lot.
Someone does something to my mom or dad. Oh my god.
You ever see like in a movie where like punks or whatever, or someone will beat up a dad? I'm like, oh my god!
Oh, don't even
murder me! What are you touching my father for?
What? And who gives you the right?
Way, Jose.
Yeah, or Jorge.
No, yeah, it's Jose and Jose B.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. My mom is the loveliest woman in the entire world.
Oh yeah.
I want to give her the world.
She just wanted to help her son ship a watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Yeah. One Mother's Day, I gave my mom a gift. I gave my mom a tennis bracelet. And I said, here, it's for you. I mean, I guess I just so happened to get it on Mother's Day. Yeah. So I said, hey, this is for you, and I love you, and I guess it's for Mother's Day, So she opens it up. She's like, oh my God, it's beautiful. Puts it on. It's great. And she goes, it's not for Mother's Day, though, right? And I'm like, what? She's like, well, this is just for like everything I do for you, right? Like everything. And I'm like, yeah, for Mother's Day, I guess. She's like, yeah, whatever. She didn't want another Mother's Day gift. I think that she took exception to my implication that like I'm the kind of guy that just gives away Mother's Day gifts like this.
Yeah, right. This is not. Yeah, it's not because it's Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
Like,
exactly.
No,
She's like, okay, whatever. I love you. I'm like, you're fucking weird.
You're weird.
My mom's the best. She's the funniest. She's the funniest person.
She is. She really is.
My dad got her one year not for Christmas, but one of her many Christmas gifts. My dad got her a large and expensive, like, stone thing to make guacamole in.
I've seen it, I think.
Yeah. And my mom goes, who's this for?
Yeah.
He goes, it's for you. She's like,
Have I not been making you enough guacamole?
This sounds like it's for you. I think it's for you.
Yeah, right.
He's like, yeah, I love guacamole. He's like, wait, so you got me a tool to make you more guacamole. That's what you're saying? He's like, yeah, I love it. But it's your Christmas gift. She's like, I could have given this to you for Christmas. My dad was like, she's right.
She's smart.
But my mom's the loveliest person. Anyway, love you, Mom. Love you. And Michael and Kenny Ossen,
No love.
don't do business with these guys. Be careful.